Hi, this is Joe, and thanks for coming back for another video. We picked up a Bauer 20-volt power inflator. This is a battery tool that allows you to inflate your tires or basketball or what have you, any type of a something that holds air. So we're going to be doing some testing with this, see how it works. It recommends on the box that you should use 3 amp hour or greater. And of course I like to push the outside of the envelope. So I have a an 1.5 amp battery here. We're going to try to inflate some tires at various capacities and see how it works. So let's crack this box open, see what's inside. We'll do a little analysis of the quality of the tool. Then we'll go out and we'll try pumping up some tires, see how it works. Here's what the unit looks like out of the box. It's rated for a max PSI of 160. Dimensions are 8 3/4 inch by 2 5/8 by 6 3/4, and it weighs 1.73 pounds. It comes with 3 different types of inflators. It has a ball inflator, probably in here. There is a tire adapter, I'm assuming this right there, and it has an airbed adapter, so I'm assuming that's right there. So the nice thing is all your little accessories snap into the actual power inflator here, for a lack of a better word of what to call it. The gauge looks really nice. Nice big PSI gauge. It also has MPA for the metric fans out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the manual and see if anything stands out. Take it out and we'll do some testing, see how it works. Looking at the instruction, it appears that this device also comes for bicycle tires. The Schrader valve is included, which is the default on top of the tire adapter here. And on the other side, there is also a Presta valve, which is our adapter. So you can do both types of bicycle tubes here with the different valve stems. So that's pretty interesting. I'm really interested in trying this out. Normally when I have to fill the tires in the cars, I have to drag my compressed air line out from the garage, and that's sort of a pain. So I'm sort of anxious to see how efficient this is for just hauling the little power inflator out and hitting all the tires, and we'll see how long it takes to inflate. So let's head out to the vehicle and we'll let some air out of the tires and we'll try to inflate, see how it works. Also, just to let you know, before I mounted this battery to the power inflator, I fully charged the battery. So we're going to be starting out with a full battery. I'm going to go out and see how many tires we can fill that are down about 10 psi. I knocked the tire pressure from 38 psi down to 28 psi. Let's go ahead and try to inflate the tire back up. One thing I noticed is the gauge is really easy to read. I was able to dial in 1 psi differences, so the gauge looks really nice. The actual valve is really nice. It doesn't leak when it's fully closed. So we'll keep an eye on that over our testing, and hopefully if it does wear out and start leaking, hopefully there's a replacement for this for the tire valve. So let's go ahead and try to inflate a tire up 10 psi. About 37 psi. When I reset that tire valve, it now appears to be working pretty good. Let's go ahead and top it off at 38. We're at 38. It took a little longer than I thought, but it is working. So I'm going to go ahead and let some air out of the tire again and see how many times we can inflate this tire before this battery starts to peter out. Again, I'm using an 1.5 amp battery purposely to try to really stress this thing to see how it's going to work. Again, the directions indicate you should use 3 amp battery or higher. Let some air out, try it again. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with details of inflating and deflating this tire. I'm going to go ahead, do this off camera, and then I'll come back and let you know what the results are. We did 4 rounds of inflation. I dropped the tire pressure 10 psi on each inflation. After the second inflation, the unit started getting a little warm, which is common because you're compressing air. You're going to generate a lot of heat. But at no time did it get too hot. It was just warm. On the 4th inflation, I timed how long it took to increase 10 psi, and it took just about 4 minutes. And on the 4th time, I could start to feel a little laboring on the actual increasing in the pressure on the tire inflator here. And if you look at the battery, we have 1 bar left. 4 minutes, that's a little long, but not too bad. The gauge is really nice. I really like that. I can actually read in between the, when the gauge comes up, the needle comes up, I can actually read when it's spaced in between 2 lines. I can get a really accurate pressure reading. All in all, the documentation indicates that you should use 3 amps or greater. I did this with an 1.5 amp. It's nice. It didn't get too hot. It's just a little warm. It was easily, you were able to hold on to it without feeling any degree of heat other than just a little warmth. Tire pressure gauge is nice. I think it's a pretty decent purchase for what you can get it. I believe it's right around $20-some. That's it for the inflator. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.